What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at the most shocking rumors you need to know for this year's Payback pay-per-view. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Number 1. Payback is back, but is it a step backwards? A Payback is back as the WWE has made some changes to its traditional PLE lineup, including scrapping Hell in a Cell and Extreme Rules. But unlike the aforementioned shows, Payback has no theme to it, such as stipulation matches, which on paper makes it a generic show. But in one respect this is good, because WWE isn't obligated to handcuff itself to throwing out stipulation matches just for the sake of having them. On the other hand, this is one of those shows where the WWE has to go the extra mile to make it enticing, as it lacks the brand recognition of something such as SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, or one of the WWE Saudi supercards. Although the WWE has said it wants all its shows to seem like A shows, there's nothing that stands out as special about Saturday's PLE. Any of the show's matches could have just as well been shown on Raw or SmackDown as they could on a PLE. Will this motivate WWE to try harder, or is it a sign the company is on cruise control until its next major event? Number 2. More matches. Now, Payback is very sparse on matches, but as fans have seen for some time, this doesn't seem to bother WWE, as it counts on its core tuning in every time there's a PLE. It's hard to fault WWE for this when you see how well it's been doing with streaming numbers and ticket sales for its PLEs, with shows often coming close to a sellout without one match being announced. As previously mentioned, this Payback is weak on paper and it could use some strong matches. Let's look at what's likely to play out. A title defense by Io Sky is possible, but so far Io's reign has been secondary to fighting amongst Asuka, Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair. Sky just defended the title against Zelina Vega on SmackDown, so the WWE may feel it's unnecessary to have another title defense so soon. However, it shouldn't be ruled out, as Sky is very over with the fans and is capable of working with anyone from a star on the level of Zelina Vega to a top player like Asuka or Bianca Belair. Fans should expect another women's match, even if Io doesn't defend her title. One possibility is to have a Bayley and Shotzi finally wrestle after weeks of build-up. Another is for Shotzi to find a tag team partner and take on Damage Control's Bayley and Io Sky. Damage Control could also end up challenging Chelsea Green and Piper Niven for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. While it wouldn't make sense for Green and Niven to drop the title so soon, a miscommunication between Sky and Bayley could forward the plot of Damage Control's breakdown while keeping the belts on the champs. This seems preferable to another loss for Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, who seem to be the only active tag team in the women's tag division. Sadly, the WWE hasn't provided much direction in what it considers a priority program for airing on Payback, with one exception: Gunther vs Chad Gable. Chad Gable's count-out win over the Intercontinental Champion Gunther was a good setup for a title rematch, and Payback seems like the right place to do it. Although it's good to see WWE elevating the United States and Intercontinental Championships, they should be defended on PLE as well as TV, especially when Roman Reigns isn't on the show. Of all the matches likely to be added to Payback, Gunther vs Gable seems like the likeliest. Two other possible matches come to mind, and we should have a better idea after Raw. The first is how things play out between the Viking Raiders and the New Day. If ever a match screamed TV match, it's this one. Not because of the New Day's involvement, but due to the Viking Raiders being a mid-card team. However, if their match on Raw ends in a non-finish, a stipulation match might be seen as worth airing on PLE. Finally, the WWE seems to be building tensions between Riddle and Drew McIntyre, a situation which we feel is going to end in the two feuding. They could book a match involving McRiddle teaming up at Payback, with Drew snapping after a loss. Number 3. A Stark reality check. One of the biggest questions is what role Zoe Stark will play in the Becky Lynch vs Trish Stratus steel cage match. While the cage is designed to keep other wrestlers out, fans have been conditioned for decades to expect heels to find a way to bypass this stipulation, and here you can be sure Stratus has something planned for Zoe Stark. However, will Zoe Stark's interference backfire, and if so, will this lead to a falling out between Stratus and Stark? Stratus has hinted that she plans to stick around for a while, which could lead to at least one match between Trish and Zoe. Either way, we hope that Zoe emerges from this program with some sort of push rather than disappearing into WWE's Phantom Zone. Number 4. Returns and debuts. Now, there are at least 2 big returns in the cards for the WWE Universe, but fans will have to wait to see them. Now, referring to both Jey Uso and Kairi Sane. In Jey's case, the WWE has no current matches booked involving the Bloodline, although that could change as there's only 5 matches booked for Saturday's PLE. A rumor has it that WWE were going to have Rikishi return and referee both Jey and Jimmy Uso's match, but probably thanks to Rikishi leaking this online onto his Instagram account, these plans were firmly cancelled, well, for the meantime. However, there could be a possibility that WWE go another route and have Rikishi and Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso show up at the pay-per-view. This could then set up a huge match at Saudi Arabia's Super Show. However, with that in mind, expect the WWE to keep one of them off television for a bit longer. Likewise with Kairi Sane, who's reportedly expected back in the WWE around November. Now, it's always possible that Jey or Kairi could make an appearance at Payback, but based on the current lineup of matches, it's difficult to say why the WWE would need either superstar to show up. As for other returns, the WWE has to deal with its current problem of too many wrestlers and not enough TV time. Their policy of going with a quality over quantity approach to matches on PLE suggests that any other returns will happen on TV. And what of debuts? Well, there have been plenty of talk about more NXT call-ups, but is there much room for anyone right now? Bron Breakker seems like the only wrestler that is so good that the WWE can find a spot for him on Raw or SmackDown with little trouble. But other than Bron, the lion's share of NXT superstars could stay on the Black and Gold brand, where they at least know where they stand and don't have to fight as much to find a spot on TV once a month, let alone on a regular basis. And finally, turns. Well, the WWE has at least 2, possibly 3 turns in the works, with one wild idea lurking beneath the surface. The first is Drew McIntyre vs Matt Riddle, which we already discussed in this video and elsewhere. The second is Damian Priest. There's a rift in the Judgment Day, and the WWE is making it clear that either Finn Balor or Damian Priest are going to get the boot. While Mr. Money in the Bank seems like a good candidate to go heel, the WWE could always go with the unexpected route of having Finn Balor and JD McDonough leave the group, forming their own faction. It's unlikely we'll see a babyface turn by either side, but a war between 2 heel factions could play out well if Balor and McDonough find the right partner for their group. Speaking of factions, fans shouldn't be surprised to see Gunther lose one or both of his Imperium henchmen based on the way he's been yelling at them. The WWE has too many factions dealing with infighting right now, but it doesn't seem to be stopping them from continuing these storylines. Could fans see Ludwig Kaiser or Giovanni Vinci part ways with Gunther? We'd also like to think the WWE doesn't go with a hotshot booking, but could Alpha Academy's Max Dupree cost Chad Gable a win over Intercontinental Champion Gunther? The rematch hasn't been booked, but it seems to be only a matter of time. With Ludwig Kaiser trying to woo Maxine, might she side with him and the rest of Imperium? It seems kind of impossible, but as long as Vince McMahon is skulking about with his pencil booking, fans should never dismiss wild ideas like this. But there you have it, folks, the most shocking rumors you need to know about Payback. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.